Hi, and welcome. I'm Steve Ruth, professor in SPGIA, and this short presentation will answer just one question, and it's this one. What will the online version of PUBP 503 be like this fall? It's an online course, and as you may or may not know, there are lots and lots of hundreds of online courses every semester at George Mason. So they're not the least bit unusual here at this institution. In fact, a third of all students there's 20 million students taking college courses now, and about a third of them are taking at least one of their courses for credit online. So it's not unusual or eccentric. It's pretty mainstream. This will be my 8th one. Maybe, I'm not sure if I'm counting it right, but at least that many. So I'm used to it, and most of the students who have used this approach with me seem to have liked it. But you should ask them. You should definitely ask people, because it's definitely not for everybody, and that's the purpose of this presentation, is to let you know some of the things about it. These are some of the things that we're going to cover. In terms of frequently asked questions, these are the ones that usually come up, and I can just tell you that the answer on all of these is yes, it is the same material. Same exams, same requirements, and expectations and hours required. You might say advantage is the fact that you don't have to come to class very much, but that advantage is certainly balanced by the fact that there's a great deal more online work that's required in the course, and that's the trade-off from beginning to end. These are some of the differences. Obviously, the commute time, I figure, depending on how you allocate time yourself, that there may be 60, 70 hours saved in terms of being in class. We only meet 3 times. And also in terms of the commute. So there's some savings there. But there's an awful lot of content that we have, and the emphasis on frequent posts to the class site, I can't stress that enough, because if anybody doesn't do too well in this format, it's because they underestimate or don't feel they have the time to allocate for the postings, which are the essential part of the class. The posts are visible to everybody, and everybody has to participate very, very actively every week. In fact, it comes out that you almost have to be doing a post every day in this course. We're really on a lot and looking at one another's work and looking at the things that I put up there. So that's something to keep in mind. There's a lot more writing. Not only are there quite a few posts expected per week, I'd say about 1 every day, and you don't want to just cluster them up and wait till the end or do them all at the beginning, because they're meant to be active, and just as class participation is meant to be active. And there's a lot more time spent online, obviously, reading, researching, posting, and the level of research needs to be high. Well, it's a graduate course, so that's what one would expect. And there's a huge emphasis on meeting deadlines. You'll probably get tired of me again and again saying, by the way, this is due at least by 7 o'clock. The formal posts, for example, every other week are due at least by 7 o'clock on Monday. And because if they're not there by 7 o'clock on Monday, then we won't have the rest of the week to comment on your formal posts with our informal posts. And half the course grade is based on this online activity, the posts and the team or individual projects. You'll have a choice of doing a project as a team or as an individual, and more about that when we start the course. And in terms of formal posts, they are in the website, the class website, you'll get more information, but they're basically meant to be heavy-duty resumes that you do of the material in the class that week. My lecture, the various readings, online readings, as well as the various texts that we're using. And those posts need, by the way, the 350 words is absolutely a minimum. I'd expect you to be doing quite a bit more than that to get a more than minimum grade. You'll also be posting quite a few URLs. You come across a point, you want to be sure to give us a link to it, a clickable link to it. Same for the informal posts. Even though they're shorter, they're still definitely meant to be insightful and useful. I'll give you some quick samples of some of the ways you can describe them, and they're important too. A little more about those. Essentially, it's what you'd expect on the formal posts. They're much more detailed, they're much more comprehensive than the informal posts, but both are important. These are some of the criteria. Sometimes in this world of online courses, they're referred to as a rubric, but these are some of the things that are expected in the posts. I don't think any of them are surprising. And the last one there, including URLs and citations often, that is maybe you're not used to doing that, but when you say something, I'm going to be looking for it again and again, and the class will too, to you saying, well, here's a link that'll take you to that particular point that I made, and this is the insight that I got from it. So in summary, these online courses, that the ones that I do, and this one in particular, the 503 course, Culture, Organization, and Technology, has all the same elements of the other course, except that we don't meet nearly as often. Most of the work occurs outside of the classroom, and so I should emphasize again that this is not for everyone. There's some people who don't like the idea necessarily of having everybody see the things that they write, or participating quite as much in the class at this level, but that's definitely a part of what's expected in this format. So these are the things to keep in the back of your mind. There are some problems, that's not all roses, but when we're less face to face, there are problems that have to do with making up for that, whatever the number of hours that you save by not being in class, by doing really, really diligent work on the posts. And of course, there's plenty of writing. There's far more original writing required in this course, I think, than any other graduate course that you'll come across in the online format. And the challenges of this new environment, and just ask yourself, is this really for you? If you decide it is for you, I'll be happy, because I'd be delighted to welcome you to the class. I think you'll find it, most students find it to be a very good way to get this important course. It's a core course in the school, and I hope that you'll join us. And looking forward to see you then. Thank you.